and welcome to the Holly Meredith Show, all you charming, wonderful people that can't wait for this show every week. And no wonder, because that shows how smart you are. I'm going to tell you quite a few things today, many of which, of course, you will never, ever, ever hear on your media, starting with 5 more lovely terrorists, yes, have been spirited away from Guantanamo in the night and dropped off in Pakistan by our dear leader so that they can cause more death and destruction and mayhem because they're so good at that. Why would you not want them to be in Pakistan? Can you come up with a reason? Anyway, just to start your day and start your week. Now you know, because you will never hear about it on your media. It'll be Guantanamo. Who? So moving on from that, he finally left on his vacation. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Barack, the one and only. Barack, who in the year 2050 will be known as the Lord Obama. Yes, I really believe that's going to happen. I really do. And I'm even thinking of another book that I'm going to write because I'm going to tell you about the one I already did. But I won't give you the name yet. But just think about the year 2050 in the year of our Lord Obama. If that's not enough to make you throw up for the rest of your life, I don't know what is. Meanwhile, I have written the book and it's finally out and you can actually buy it. It's called Red, White, and Blue, the only colors that count, as indeed they are. It is a pictorial historical compendium of the brave men of our country who have died, most of them, in the service of their country and were willing to do that. I want you to think about that. These are men who were willing to put their life on the line for people they never met and never will meet and didn't know anything about, but thought enough of their country that they were willing to take that chance, and many of them lost that bet. You will get to see the changes in their uniforms, but the main theme that runs through this book, and it's not huge, the main theme that runs through this book is the patriotism, the courage, the honor, the guts, the real men that you will see in this book. And not to leave out the one woman, one of the first Marines ever, and I bet you didn't know this, the incomparable Bea Arthur. I knew her as Maude, and I loved every week's show. There was nothing like her. And when I found out that she had been one of the first Marines we ever had, female Marines, I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised, because that's the kind of woman she was. A real American, a true patriot, a liberal, but she never hid it. She wasn't your backstabbing liberal. So going on to, if you want the book, you can go on to Amazon or Kindle and click in for a pre-purchase. It's there. It'll be out where you can actually read it on January 15th. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it. It helps me grow my show. And I'm going to tell you some more stuff about the show. On January 3rd, we're going to have Tommy Robinson from England as our guest live. So you will be able to call in and speak to him live. And he's a very interesting person, Tommy Robinson. He's kind of a male counterpart of Holly Meredith. He's running around England for the past 7 years, getting arrested for his political beliefs, because remember, they don't have a First Amendment in England. It's one of the reasons we got rid of them. So you can see right up close and personal what he has to endure in his country, which isn't so far off from what we have to endure here, and for the very same reasons. The media also in the UK just never tell anybody anything about anything. When you have a soldier get his head lopped off in the middle of the square at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, poor Mr. Rigby, what their response is, soldiers shouldn't wear their uniforms in daylight. Well, I guess they should only wear them at night and skulk around like Dracula. He is going to tell you all of these things that you think maybe I just exaggerate, but I never do. I don't even go as far as I should go. Because when I wake up in the morning, the first thing that pops into my head is, oh my God, is it still with us? That is the first thing that comes into my head. And then by the end of the day, I'm saying to myself, oh my God, it's still with us. Just so you know, I don't even have to tell you. By now you know who I'm talking about. And there will be many pictures up to remind you in case you forget. And it, speaking of, has whacked at its ugly self off to Hawaii, off to the Big Island, where they have closed the entire freaking island. Probably to maintain his safety, I have no doubt. He makes so many friends around the planet. He's so good for America. He's done so many things for us, all bad. So now he's over in Hawaii on your dime for 17 days while you try to figure out how you can buy your children their Christmas gifts, if you're even allowed to say Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. I hope you hear it all day long. I hope the bells ring from every cathedral and church. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Put Christ back in Christmas. I say it all the time. Jesus Christ. I don't exactly mean Christmas, however. And now let's go on to a few other little tidbits of life in America in the year 2014. Almost soon to be 2015, and you can only hope that it will get better. I'm getting ready to go to a break. And that was a non-stop monologue, was it not? You think maybe I run out of breath and ideas? I do not. Come back after this break. Bye.
Hello, good morning. I'm Ray Flo. This is my storage, Lake Worth Storage. We've been here, I guess, about 8 years. It's been great. Love Florida. Love the storage business. I was meant for this business. Come with me. We'll go inside. And here is the fantastic staff. Mr. Josh runs it. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
And the quiet one. Look here, Marge. So there you go. All right. So, well, there is a lot to run in the storage. There is no silver bullet to make it successful. We've been very successful. So, you got to have a few things. You know, you got to have, of course, the price has got to be right. You got to have a nice staff, congenial people. We have that. Place has to be clean. We have that. And we have to treat people with dignity and very nicely, and we do that. So we've got, you know, the price, the staff. We've been here a long time. We've got a good record. Above all, though, it really should be secure. And we have very little problems with that here. We're very secure. We've got 14 cameras there and some more here. So yeah, we're set for the public. We're set up. Excellent.
Hello, and welcome to New York Nails and Skin Salon, located on beautiful Linton Boulevard in downtown Delray Beach. This salon is open 7 days a week. Yes, 7 days. If you need the finest skincare and the finest manicures and pedicures that you can get, you want to call Linda at 561-274-7470. I want to say it to you one more time. 7 days a week. The finest skincare and nail care that you can get. Give her a call. Once again, it's New York Nails, and the number is 561-274-7470. And it's Holly Meredith back in prime time. Let's get on to a few other things that you never ever hear at all unless you're watching my show. Because for reasons known only to you, your government and your media don't want you to know anything. They want you to always be a mushroom. You know what mushrooms are. Kept in the dark and fed bullshit. And that's what they want you to be. Little commie mushrooms. And so far you're doing a pretty good job of being a little commie mushroom. Perhaps you need to wake up and turn into Jack and the Beanstalk, maybe. Going on to the other things that are dictator, tyrant, leader without a chain, nothing stopping him at ever. Nothing stops this man because nobody will say a word about it. His next thing that he did without Congress being involved in any way, of course, was to normalize relations with Cuba. You may have heard about that. It's only been 52 or 53 years since we had any kind of relationship with them. The good old Fidel and Raul Castro, two horrifying communists who killed half the population, and the other population landed on Miami Beach. So now you have normalized relations. He cannot lift the embargo, at least not yet. And if you don't know what an embargo is, and you probably don't if you went to public school in America in the year 2014, if in fact the embargo is lifted, it means you can have proper trade like we do with a lot of the rest of the world that still bothers talking to us. If the embargo is lifted without the Congress, that is a treasonous firing squad offense. So let's see if he's got the balls to do that one. In my opinion, I think he does. And I don't think our Congress has the balls to stop him. I don't. Let's have a bet on that. Let's have a wager. Let's send me some emails saying what you think. I don't think our Congress has the balls to stop him from doing anything he wants to do. Whatever that is. That should make you feel really comfortable and safe. So he's done that with Cuba, and now he's talking about having an embassy, although he did say today, lucky Cuba, that he doesn't see himself going there in the near future. Lucky Cuba. Although they have some nice golf courses. So, and he does like to golf, as you know, and cause trouble for America. He's really good at that. Two things he's really good at: golfing and causing trouble for America. He's a real winner. But he's not going to have the ability to open, get ready, he doesn't think he wants to have an embassy in Jerusalem. He's also mulling over in his mullet brain. He's also mulling over sanctions against Israel. Yes, he really is. Sanctions against one of the few countries on the planet that is supposedly our friend, although I'm beginning to wonder about them, because how much longer can they take the torture of having to put up with him? But he is skirting danger there, because I don't think for 1 minute in time that Israel and its people, after having gone through everything they've gone through to be a country, are going to put up with this nitwit. I just don't see that happening. He's not going to have an embassy in Jerusalem. He's considering sanctions against Israel while he lightens the sanctions against Iran, making it so easy for them to get an atom bomb. Their very own Christmas present from our very own president, leading from nowhere. He says he's leading from behind. He isn't leading at all. He is going to let Iran have an atom bomb, at which point in time Israel will, of course, wipe them off the map. Hooray! And then if I was Barack Hussein Obama, I'd be looking for an island on another planet, if it was me. Because if you let that happen, you're going to have the entire Middle East blowing each other up. That's what will happen. Because somebody will have to come to Iran's side, and somebody will have to come to Israel's side. You'll have Egypt on one side, Jordan on the other, Iran and Iraq all blowing each other. It could be a fun day. We could call it War Games on America, and you can lay it all at his feet. Everything that will happen, you can lay right on his doorstep. Yes, your wonderful, one-of-a-kind historical president, half black that he is, because he's not all black. If he was all black, perhaps he would fade into the night, but we're not that fortunate. We still have to see the thing prancing about, I swear to God. He should really be on a sleigh somewhere with Santa Claus, leading it with his big red nose and his long tongue hanging out. I mean, come off it. This is the President of the United States, with his sealed records and his disbarment from being a lawyer, and his disbarred wife, and everything else about him that you can't even possibly believe, is now the President of the United States. I want to start spitting. I may start spitting. I'm not really a spitting kind of girl, but I might just start spitting. I'm getting ready to go to my break. I'm going to come back with just a few more little bits of information that you really need to know.
Hi, I'm Maria of My Clean Home Services. Been in business for 5 years now. I specialize in residential, and I also do commercial. If you need any references, I can provide that for you upon request. You can give me a call at 954-520-4282 if you have any questions. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Hi, welcome to Muscle Beach, located at 501 East Atlantic Avenue, Delray Beach. We'd like you to join us for some of the finest, hand-picked, shipped daily Prince Edward Island mussels, along with the freshest seafood Delray has to offer.
Welcome back. Nicola Vasily Nicola. I bet that's a name that has gone away from your brain if you ever even knew who it was. It's the poor little soul that got trounced down the steps with a bag over his head. A bag over his head, who was being blamed for Benghazi. I mean, as though he had flown over there and caused any damage at all. The poor soul did a little video because he was proud to be an American. Has anybody seen or heard anything about him since then? Because I haven't, and I've been looking. I don't know what happened to this little soul. Apparently, when they couldn't figure out how to really stick the blame on him, because people aren't all that stupid, he got arrested for a violation of his parole. But I believe that was only for 6 months, and it's been more than 2 years since they took him down the little steps with the bag over his head. If anybody knows what happened to him, please let me know. Enlighten me. I hope he's alive and well, but I have my doubts. So let me know. Make my day. Make me feel really good about it. Now, here we are again. I'm going to give you a short little compendium of why we are so messed up. I was going to say something else, but I'll try to keep it ladylike. You have a Congress of the United States of America, the most incredible, magnificent, wonderful country that ever has been. We are the richest country in the world by far. Poverty level, there isn't any. All our stupid federal government does every year is raise the poverty level. If the poverty level last year for a family of 4 was $18,000, and this year the feds come out and say the poverty level is now $23,000, well, of course, there are more people in the poverty level because you just made it 5,000 higher so that the people that are doing okay are now in the poverty level. Why do they do that? So that they can take money from hardworking people who go to work every day and give it to the people who don't, so that they can continue raising the amount of stupids who vote Democrat. That is the truth. Look it up for yourself, and you will see over the past, 50 years, we have had our poverty level constantly raised. When it began, I think it was a family of 4 at 8,000. Now it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, because look at all the benefits they get. If you're under poverty level, well, you'll never have to work again in your life. Just drop those kids out every year. What could be better? You just get a bigger check. This all has to stop. We have an $18 trillion debt. Ginny, can I say it? Tra-la-la, tra-la-la. $18 trillion debt. We will never be able to pay it off. Did the clowns in our Congress who just passed your $1.1 trillion spending bill for 1 year, is there anything in that about addressing the debt? No. Is there anything in there about taking care of our border? Hell no. We have an open border country, and they all like it. Your Congress likes it every bit as much as Pinocchio likes it. They want an open border. They don't care what happens to you. They want more people so they can get more taxes, so they can have cheaper labor, so that nobody makes a living except them. These people are complicit in the destruction of our country. You have to do something about them. When they come back, you had the biggest wave election since 1928, and Republicans are going to come back into the Congress in force. You have Mitch McConnell and Boehner, who are going to do their very, very best to keep all of those new people from having anything to say, because they control it by telling those people they'll never get on a committee. You know what I say? Stuff your committee up your big fat ass. Take your committee and eat it. These people were elected to do a job, and that job should be to do the right thing for the country, not to embroider their pockets, and not to cow in terror from Mitch McConnell and John Boehner because they might not let them have a committee placement. Throw the table in their face. You have an opportunity, and I think some of you will do it, but some of you won't either. You will be lured by the siren song of money. Always money. Always follow the path of the money, and you will always find the problem. Always. If you elected someone and you believe something should change, you have the power. You always know, I say that all the time. The power is with you, but you have to enforce it. We have 2 more years of this dreadlock nightmare. We have 2 more years of Barack. Look at the condition of the country after 6 years of him. What do you think it's going to look like in 2 more, along with a complicit Congress? Can you say United States, Communist America of the divided countries of Mexico? Yeah, that's about where we're going to be. Now we've added Cuba. That's where we're going to be if you don't do something about it. And why doesn't your Congress do anything about it? Even though they could. They could impeach him. They could arrest him. Arresting is what he needs. Arresting is what he deserves. He is guilty of so many counts of treason, I can't put them on a page. He needs to be, read my lips, nothing about taxes. He needs to be stopped. He needs to be stopped. And on that note, I'm closing my show. I want you to think about that. He needs to be